Today I'm going to share with you the steps I took to build my first wheel. It sounds better than my DT Swiss hub. Engagement wise, it's not all that better. It's a little bit better, but not significantly. I'm making this video for two reasons. To provide you with somewhat of a guide that you can follow should you decide to take on a project like this yourself. And number two, to motivate you to do it by showing you that if I can do it, anyone can. Here's how this video is going to be broken down. We'll talk about parts, we'll talk about tools, the lacing process, and tensioning and truing. But first, the backstory on why I decided to take on this project.
I used to hear a simple song. That was until you came along.
This here's my bike. And I built it from the frame up. And when I got it, I picked up this wheel set for $200 off of someone who took them off their brand new Santa Cruz Mega Tower. I've ran the AR30 offsets before, and I really liked how solid they felt. The hubs, on the other hand, they're not what I expected. So I planned on upgrading the rear hub, and I began to add up the cost. Here's what I found. A hub was gonna run me between $300 and $400. The labor per wheel, $90. At $2 per spoke, with 32 spokes, that's about $64 per wheel. I was looking at approximately $450 to $600 for the rear wheel alone. Then I remembered I have a spare set of hubs, I got the extra time, and a friend who's got all the wheel building tools. Let's talk about parts. The very first thing I did was determine if I could reuse my spokes and nipples. These wheels only have about 3 months of riding on them. Not only are there different types of spokes, but it's the hub and the rim dimensions that determine the length of the spokes needed. Fortunately, I found some online calculators that made the number crunching somewhat painless. And as it turns out, I was able to reuse my spokes and nipples. Let's talk about tools now. Initially, I actually planned on completing this project without all of these tools. But fortunately, my good friend Adam offered to lend me his. I strongly advised against taking on this project without the right tools. I honestly don't think I would have gotten through this had I not had these tools. Frustration would have definitely defeated me. Now here's an additional tip that I got from a friend. Take a spare spoke and a spare nipple and slightly screw the spoke into the nipple from the top. This makes the lacing process a whole lot easier as it keeps the nipples in place and it prevents them from falling into the rim. Now let's talk lacing.
So the next thing we do,
Step 4. Lacing.
we have a logo on either side of the hub, and we want to finish the wheel so that the logo is right with the valve. Otherwise it's sort of off on an angle. It's just about aesthetics. So for a 3
I
cross
literally sat at my computer with my rim and spokes in hand and I followed along. Lacing wheels is just following a process. So the only skill that's needed is to be extremely methodical. It takes time and it takes patience, but for me, I actually found it very relaxing.
goes 2 in front of the valve like that.
Yeah.
And for now,
There are various lacing patterns. If you decide to do this, make sure and find yourself an instructional video that matches yours.
kind of double check that you didn't maybe have one in the wrong hole. Now here's the tricky part.
Okay.
Okay, so here's our key spoke because it was 2
Yeah.
in front of the valve.
Yeah.
So now we have to flip the wheel the other way.
Yeah.
Then came truing and tensioning. I'm going to pause here for a second and once again strongly advise against taking on this project without the proper tools. Here's what I learned over the course of many hours. There are 4 basic aspects when it comes to wheel truing. The first one, rim centering, which is also known as dish.
The wheel dishing is how well the rim is centered over the wheel hub. Some of your symptoms of a wheel being out of dish is maybe your rim brakes are difficult to adjust. And this could also cause some handling problems because your rear wheel might not track directly behind your front wheel. We're going to get that one caliper arm as close to the side of the rim as we can, spin it around. Then we're going to take the wheel out, flip it over, put it back in the tuning stand, and then take a look at the distance right here to see how far off this rim is from that same caliper arm.
Number 2 is a radial true. This is the up and down wobble. Leave it untrued and you'll likely feel like you're hitting a bunch of bumps on a smooth road.
But now see it's going up and down a little bit.
Yeah.
We'll fix that next. So see this spot?
Yeah.
So I'm going to grab it here and I'm going to tighten this one a little bit, but now it's getting bad because it's in the middle of the wow. So now I'm doing full half turns here.
Are you everything tightened up?
Tightening, yeah. Because it was rubbing against the caliper, it was coming down, so I have to tighten it.
Then there's the lateral true, also known as rim run out. This is the side to side wobble.
Tension's at. Yeah, so now we'll start to fix that. So what we want to do, where it starts to touch, so it starts to touch about here, right? And then it goes normal. So I'll start here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to loosen this one off and I'm going to tighten this one because this spoke's on this side of the wheel, right? So loosen, tighten, and I'm trying to tighten the same amount. So now, see it's a little better?
Yeah.
Lastly comes tensioning, which is pretty much the tightness of each spoke.
Now we're going to talk a little bit about spoke tension. Now, a wheel needs to have the proper spoke tension to remain stable and to stay in true. And we'll use a tensiometer like this Park TM1 to measure the tension on the wheels.
And once again, having the proper tools will not only make the job easier, but it will ensure that you get it done right. I went ahead and included all of the resources that helped me get through this process in the description of this video. I love mountain biking, and I truly enjoy diving deeper into every aspect of it. And I hope that you found this video useful. And please feel free to correct me if I misspoke or referenced something incorrectly. Leave a comment and I will make sure to pin it to the top for the benefit of anyone watching. As always, thank you for watching. Stay safe out there and God bless.
I used to hear a simple song. That was until you came along. Now in its place is something new. I hear it when I look at you.